Hello students, today we discuss the next question in environmental botany, that is the explain the role of microbial population in bioremediations, or how the microorganisms play vital role in bioremediation. So in this question we have to write the same matter in question number 1, in that answer point first and second. In Instead of point 1, write first 3 points, while writing second do not use the word factor. So in first question about the bioremediation, in that first of all you have to write about the uh, information regarding the bioremediation. So bioremediation is nothing but the removal of pollutants by using the microorganism. So next is the in that uh, the bioremediations are nothing but the biological system as well as engineering systems are aligned together, and they should help to removing the chemical pollutants. Then these bioremediations are naturally occurring biodegradable process, and it will be clean up the environment. Also, it is the natural attenuation for reducing the mass, toxicity, mobility, and concentration of the pollutants. In this bioremediation, use of different bacteria, fungi, and algae or higher plants are used to removing the pollutants. Then, in second point, there is the bioremediations factors. In factors, there is the natural attenuations factors. Then second one is the biostimulation factors. These stimulation factors will be stable, they provided the favorable conditions to the microbes for stimulating the bioremediations. Then bioaugmentation factors, in that some indigenous as well as exogenous microorganisms are uh, provided for increasing the degradation. Then in the phytoremediation factor, there is the using of plants for degradation of the plants. So these are the factors which are useful for decreasing the or decreasing the pollutants. So in this question, instead of word factor, this factor word these factor words are not used. Only you have to mention the points in this question. So how the microorganisms play vital role in bioremediation. फर्स्ट बायोरेमिडिएशंस के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन लिखो, and in second point you have to write the different points to how the pollutants will be reduced by using the different factors. Then second question or next question is write a note on phytoremediations. So in this question phytoremediations, first you have to write about the bioremediations. That is the same. That is the process of removal of pollutants by using the microorganisms. That is all information regarding the bioremediation. Then in second point you have to write down the bioremediations factors, and last there is the third point is the phytoremediations factors. So in phytoremediations, the use of plants for minimizing the effect of pollutants, contaminants is called as the phytoremediations. So these phytoremediations operates in different means. First one is the enhanced rhizosphere, enhanced degradation, then phyto extraction, Rhizo filtration, phytovolatilization, and phytostabilizations. So we see one by one. So first one is the enhancing rhizosphere degradation. So in that, how exactly happening? So the technology is the degradation of the contaminants by the plants rhizosphere microorganisms. These degradations of the compounds through plant metabolism or through the release of some enzymes by the plants. So this technology, the media is mostly used as a soil sediment, sludge, ground and surface water. These suitable plants for this testing is the some grasses, then hybrid popular red mulberry, then alfalfa, cattle, some algae, stone bryophytes, hybrid popular cattle rye and rice. These are some plants which should be degraded the contaminants or pollutants uh, by its rhizosphere microorganisms. So in rhizosphere enhancing the rhizosphere, ultimately reducing the contaminants of this area. So this is the one of the fact which are used in the phytoremediation. जो rhizosphere है, rhizosphere area में there is the increasing the microorganisms. So this microorganism should be use these contaminants, and these contaminants used in metabolism processes, and through this metabolism they can release as different enzymes by the plants. So this will be ultimately helpful in reducing the pollutants. These rhizosphere are mostly reduces the contaminants from the soils as well as in waters. And here mention different plants in that these plants should help in reducing the pollutants, or they will be increasing or enhancing the rhizosphere degradations. Then second factor, that is the phyto extraction. So in phyto extraction, what is exactly happening? So these plants accumulates the metals and radionucleotides and translate them into the harvestable parts. These media mostly in soils, sediments and sludges. The suitable plants for this testing is the Indian mustard, alpine, pennygrass, sunflower and poplar. So in phytoextraction, these plants should accumulate the metals and some radionucleotides, and then they will be translate this in the harvestable parts. So they should be reducing the heavy metal concentration, and this used for the preparing the harvestable parts which are useful to the plants. Mostly this phytoextraction is takes place in the soils or in sediments or sludgy areas. There is the different plants which are used in this phytoextraction process, like Indian mustard, alpine, then sunflower, etc. Then third factor which is responsible for phytoremediations is the Rhizo filtration. So in Rhizo filtration, there is the plant absorbs or uh, precipitated metals and radionucleotide forms aqueous solutions around the roots, therefore immobilizations of metals and radionucleotides. These media should be required for Rhizo filtration in the surface or groundwater, and plants suitable for these testing is the sunflower, Indian mustard, water hyacinth, and iconia. So, as you know, in water, different types of pollutants are present. So, these plants should be absorbs or precipitated these metals as well as radionucleotides. That's why these metals should be immobilized, and these the metal should be immobilized, and they should be helpful in the reducing the or mobility of the heavy metals in water, that is in surface as well as in groundwater. For example, as you know, the hyacinths or icornia or some Indian mustards, they can grow in the uh, polluted water. So, on this polluted water, they should be immobilized these metals as well as radionucleotides, and they will be grow. So, this is the Rhizo filtration. Then next is the phytovolatilization. So, in phytovolatilization, there is the uptake and possible transformation of compounds by the plants and subsequent into the atmosphere in groundwater, soil sediments, and sludges. The suitable plants are poplar, alfalfa, black locust, and Indian mustard. So, what is exactly happening in phytovolatilization? So, phytovolatilization में जो भी plants है, these plants will be uptakes the pollutants from the water as well as soil as well as in sludge, and they can make these compounds in the volatile form. That's why they will be released in the atmosphere, and ultimately reducing the pollutants in the soil as well as in the water. And these plants like poplar, alfalfa, black locust, then Indian mustard should do this phytovolatilization process. Then next is the phytostabilization. In phytostabilization, there is the stabilization of the metal contaminant soil by the plants, the roots, reducing the movement of the site. The media is the soil, and suitable plants for tastings are the Indian mustard, grasses, and hybrid poplar. So, in the phytostabilization, the plants should be stabilized, or they should be uh, reducing the metal contaminants of the soils by using the plant. With the help of roots, they will be stabilized the concentrations of metals as well as pollutants, and they will be ultimately reducing the concentration of the pollutants. So these are the different facts which are using in the phytoremediation. So according to the facts, the different plants are used, and in their metabolism they can reduce the phytoremediations. Sorry, they can be reduced as the pollutants. So in the phytoremediation, first of all you have to write about the bioremediations, then bioremediation factors, and go through the phytoremediation. So in the phytoremediation, there is the using the plants minimizing the effects of pollutants, contaminants is called as the phytoremediation. And phytoremediation operates by the different means, that is enhance Rhizosphere, enhance degradation, Phyto Extraction, Rhizo Filtration, Phytovolatilization, and Phytostabilization. So in Rhizosphere, there is the degradations of different compounds through the plant's metabolism, or through the releasing the different enzymes by the plants. They are used in soil as well as sediments, sludges, and water. Then different plants are mentioned which are helpful for enhancing the rhizosphere. Then in the phyto extraction, in this, these plants should accumulate the metals or nucleotides, and they can translate these pollutants in the harvestable forms. This phyto extraction should be takes place in soil and sediments. Also, there is different plants which should helpful in the uh, phyto extraction. Then third is the rhizofiltration. In rhizofiltrations, the plants absorbs metal and radionucleotides, and they immobilize these metals and radionucleotides. Mostly in surface as well as groundwater, they should be immobilize the metals from or and radionucleotides. Then in phytovolatilization, these plants should be uptake the pollutants, and they will be converted in the volatile form. So they will be reducing the pollutants from the groundwater, soils, as well as in sediments and sludges. In phytostabilization, the stabilization of metal contaminants in the soil by using the plants will happening in phytostabilization. Also, different plants are used for stabilize the metal contaminants. So this is all regarding the phytoremediations. I hope all of you are got these plants and you can go through these all points. Now I stop here.